They are always ready to help you, to bring you out of the, problem in which you are involved. In the same way, mind will also help you to bring you out of the situation in which you are by chance, by ignorance, are caught in. Some questions are also there. What are the questions then? So that, accordingly I can change my subject a little.
Well, this is not related yet with the subject, but it is like son, why sign? Why are the alone men? And why are sadhus only men, not women?
No, there are women also. Sadhus are women also, men also. Women usually remain in the area where they are, living. As your housewife's place is home only. She doesn't travel like with their husband. They can go anywhere. But you have to manage your home and home necessities. If children are there, even then you can't leave your home even. You have to take them with you. So in the same way, what's there? If you get detached, what is detached? Then you can be attached. So you can uplift only when you are detached. Without detachment you can't live yourself. So goal is to lift yourself, to make the mind your friend. For that what is needed? Continuous practice, continuous attention, continuous involvement. Then mind can come out of the snare in which you have let it go. You have let it go. Because you like those things from the state in which you are. So they are then caught.
Can you say that?
Then they become enemy.
Can you say that the mind from Arjuna on the battlefield was becoming a little enemy to himself?
Actually, he was devotee and friend of devotee and friend of Krishna. And he was with him. Is somebody who is more, advanced in knowledge, experience and everything is with you, then you have got no, fear of anything.
But is it maybe that the situation in the Bhagavad Gita was an example for humanity, that if you're in life not depending on like Krishna, like God, then doubt can come in your life, which Arjuna showed in that way.
Actually, Arjuna was not in doubt because he was always with Krishna.
Yeah.
To teach the humanity, to show path to the humanity, he asked the question to Krishna.
For humanity, not for himself.
No, yes, for humanity. He
Right.
asked this question.
Right.
So, you have to become friend, devotee, and then always in thinking of God, in remembrance of God. Then you can raise yourself to a higher state of mind.
So they did it actually for humanity, for the new
Show the
era
path
to
to
come.
humanity.
Right. And does that mean that actually, as an example, that people should look to the gurus, to the God, let them guide you, then you don't come in doubt?
Actually, value is, devotion then there. He was a friend, devotee both.
Mm-hmm.
when you are devotee means all your thinking is moving around Krishna.
Right.
Without Krishna you like nothing. You are seeing Krishna in everybody and everywhere. Then this thing can, help you to raise your mind from the clutches of Maya, ignorance.
How would you make a summary of an introduction of the Gita in the way that why should we read that book?
Actually, life is struggle. Life is, we can say, war. War.
Yeah. Or
It's war like life.
okay.
You have to fight with opposite situations which come.
Yeah.
But when you don't come, you can't conquer them, then you have to take the help of Krishna.
Mm-hmm.
And these two things, fighting is done with intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
And that intelligence is with Krishna, and then fighting technique is with Arjuna.
Fighting technique is with Arjuna.
Arjuna knows how to fight.
Yes, exactly.
That's why in war also he helped him in many ways, in many situations,
Mm-hmm.
When he was caught, even when, he was not able to win Bhishma Pitama. And what he did, because Bhishma has that day, decided, that I will kill one of the Pandavas today. Out of 5, I will kill one.
Bhishma said.
Bhishma.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the Duryodhana's provocation.
Yes.
You are doing nothing.
Yeah.
Because from heart of heart, you are loving Pandavas. But you are only with me. So you are doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So he provoked him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Then he said, I will kill one of Pandavas today. Then Krishna, he took home Draupadi with him at night. Come on with me. Then she didn't ask where, because Krishna is there. He took him where, Bhishma was encamping, staying in a tent,
Mm-hmm.
What he did, he took his slippers in his own clocks so that nobody may recognize, who has gone in. She went in, bowed before, Bhishma, and he said, Sabhagavati Bhava, that means your husband should live forever. As long as you are, they should be with you. So when he got this blessing, then he came, but all of a sudden, something struck me. Who has brought her at night? She can't come alone. At night, how can she come alone? And then in the camp, where all enemies' camp are there, in that she has come. Then she asked, who has brought you? Then Krishna went in. Oh, when you are with them, who can kill them?
Mm-hmm.
Who can defeat them? So when in your memory you are with Krishna, nothing can block you. You can raise your mind. You can reach to the point where peace exists, love exists, permanency exists. So you are naturally raised.
Mm-hmm. Korte vertaalslag. Ik vroeg hem waarom we de Bhagavad Gita zouden moeten lezen en wat de reden daarvan zou zijn. En omdat hij in het begin even zei van wij dienen onze mind als vriend te maken. En dus dat betekent dat we hem een upliftment moeten geven.
Wat?
Een upliftment, een ontwikkeling omhoog moeten
Ja.
geven.
Oké.
Tegelijkertijd op het moment dat we dat niet doen, want we willen hem eigenlijk niet als vriend, blijven we gewoon de dingen doen in de wereld zoals we blijven doen. Zolang hij in de wereld zit, is hij niet onze echte vriend. Want hij leidt ons eigenlijk alleen maar naar buiten toe en alleen maar naar beneden. Toen maakte ik dat sprongetje naar de Bhagavad Gita, waar Arjuna en Krishna op het slagveld staan. En Arjuna zeg maar in twijfel verzinkt over dat hij zijn neven, zijn ooms moet gaan doden. En dat aan Krishna zegt. En Swamiji zegt ook van, Arjuna leefde, was een vriend, was een devoot van Krishna. Dus die zal nooit die twijfel hebben. Maar ze hebben die twijfel op dat moment zo geuit voor de mensheid om te laten zien. Want als je niet met een guru, met een god, in het goddelijke, niet die devotie hebt, dan zul je in het wereldse terechtkomen van de tegenpartij. Waar verlangens en vechten, zeg maar, macht en jaloezie aanwezig zullen zijn. En daarin in de Gita laat hij eigenlijk dat tweespalt zien van de Kauravas, de tegenstanders, waar Bhishma bij zit. En dat verhaal van Bhishma gaat dan dat Duryodhana is eigenlijk de zoon van de slechterik, om het zo te doen. En die staat eigenlijk voor het verlangen. En dat verlangen heeft dat ego, die Bhishma, gepocht om actie te nemen tegen die Pandava's. Tegen de Pandava's. En op die manier heeft hij gezegd van oké, ik zal morgen een van de Pandava's, van de 5 Pandava's, doden. En Krishna was dat te weten gekomen en die bracht in de nacht Draupadi, de vrouw van de 5 Pandava's, nam haar mee naar het kamp van de Kauravas. En in het kamp bracht hij haar naar die tent van Bhishma. En Bhishma zegende altijd iemand van dat uw echtgenoot mag blijven leven voor eeuwig, noem maar op. En die vrouw werd binnengelaten, maar ze hadden haar sandalen, zodat je niet herkenbaar was, uitgedaan, ingewikkeld. En zo kwam ze ongemerkt bij hem komen. En hij deed het in zijn automatisme, zegende hij haar. En juist daarvoor had hij beloofd dat hij een van haar mannen, zeg maar, zou doden. Want Draupadi was de vrouw van de 5 Pandava's. En op dat moment zei Bhishma, wie is dat? Wie is er bij je? Want je kunt als vrouw niet alleen hier komen. Toen kwam Krishna. En Krishna speelt die rol van beschermer. En toen zei Bhishma ook van, als u hierbij bent, van, wie kan het dan doen? Dus zo heeft hij dat gered. Maar eigenlijk het hele verhaal van de Gita, waar Swamiji over zegt van, gaat over het feit van, de Pandava's vertegenwoordigen eigenlijk het beeld van devotie, van spiritualiteit, van oprechtheid, van intellect. Terwijl de Kauravas eigenlijk het tegenovergestelde vertegenwoordigen. En zegt hij van, hier is de mind je vijand en hier is de mind je vriend. Wat gaan we doen? Make a choice. You make your mind your friend or you make your mind enemy. And if you want to keep it an enemy, you will be in the outside world with the Kauravas. Something like that?
Yes. God, though with you, still won't help you. God is always with us, you know. When you are like Kaurava, you know, you don't love God. Any person who is with you, you don't love him, he won't help you. So you will just watch your actions. Whatever you will do, that you reap. So, but he wants, you know, everybody, his, you know, teaching is to raise yourself from the, you know, ground of ignorance on which you are standing and come to a point where, you know, right and spirituality manifest in your life to help you in all states, something. As usually we also help our friends, you know. In the same way, God is your friend also.
What made it necessary that the Gita has been, that Krishna and Arjuna had to give that example for humanity.
I tell you, because he said, in the beginning of, this universe, I thought some message of how to live in this world. With the passage of time, people have forgotten that. To renew that, I will come again as Krishna to show you the way, because you don't know anything which is permanent now in your life. I am something which is permanent and everywhere without past. So you have to reach that point again so that you can know how to live in this world.
There is a contradiction, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yes, come on, don't worry. Why you don't, express your doubt.
One thing is that we need, as humanity, we need these stories, this knowledge, and because from nature we are not looking for it, and we are, by nature, we are going into the world, and we need this information, we need this friendship to understand, there's another goal to achieve.
Yes.
So by nature, we have the...
Actually, by nature, you want to know what is right. Who doesn't want? Does not want to know the right? Everyone want to know the right. So, actually what happened, that's why he said, Sambhavami Yuge Yuge. I come in all ages, just to tell what is right. Dharma sthapanartha, what right is, to establish that again in the minds of the humanity. I take incarnation. What then you do? Other things, those who oppose come in the way of my devotees. I remove them from their path also.
Is it therefore that Krishna introduced, actually in the second chapter, Sankhya, use your intellect?
Actually, he said, why he said that, This question came when they were in the battlefield.
Yes.
His object was because he was Kshatriya.
Yeah.
And Kshatriya's, duty is to fight. Instead of fighting, he is asking what? We are all my relatives. And I am going to kill you. And you are asking me to fight. And this is some karma which is not good, which will in return give me, sin. I can be punished for that, To remove that doubt, what he said then, you have to understand that this word is, permeated by something which is permanent. And this nature, bring forth, give birth to all the human beings, all the creatures of the world. But what happens here? You instead of thinking of fighting, you are thinking of relatives. Here also, instead of thinking about yourself, you are thinking about what? Material part of everything. Material world you are thinking about. That's why I said, I want to assist you in a way so that you can follow what right is, understand what right is, and try it for what? For all the time. And help those who come in your company, teach them also the same.
Ja?
Yes.
Ik vroeg hem waarom in het tweede hoofdstuk van de Gita de Sankhya-filosofie wordt uitgelegd en dat heeft alles te maken met intellect, met nadenkendheid. Maar hij geeft ook aan dat in de, niet alleen het intellect, of ja, het is wel het intellect, maar hij zegt van, juist wil Krishna tegen Arjuna zeggen van, ik wil jou leren om een onderscheid te maken tussen wat waar is en wat niet waar is, wat goed is en wat niet goed is. Want Arjuna en Krishna stonden op het slagveld, want je moet je voorstellen, daar vindt het plaats. En op dat moment ziet Arjuna al zijn neven, zijn relaties en dat soort dingen en moet daar tegen vechten. Maar eigenlijk heeft hij de neiging, en eigenlijk die relaties en die neven en nichten en noem maar op, zijn eigenlijk onze eigen relaties. Zijn eigenlijk onze innerlijke relaties ook, weet je, die hij ziet, die hij moet vernietigen. En dan zegt Krishna op zijn beurt van, besef dan ook heel duidelijk van, dat jij je niet kunt doden, maar je moet nadenkend zijn. Wat is goed en wat is niet goed? Wat? Bedenk dan wat wel en wat niet goed is. Hij zegt, ik kom je hier om te begeleiden, om je duidelijkheid te geven over wat waar is en wat niet waar is, wat goed en wat niet goed is. En dat is eigenlijk zijn verhaal ook met die mind. Om duidelijk te maken dat de Gita in feite een verhaal is voor jezelf, om hoe je in het leven kunt staan. En op het moment dat je kiest voor die relaties, voor die herinneringen, voor het verleden, dat betekent eigenlijk dat je die vriend weer, de mind, je vijand maakt. Want dat is een belasting voor je. Dat is niet die zuiverheid, dat is niet die permanentheid. En dat is wat Krishna voor staat, voor het permanente. Helder een beetje?
That's why in Gita he said, Antvati Vidya Nityasukta Sharina. Andavat means this body, because it takes first, will die. Will die. Antavanta Imedya. Antavanta means it is with, end also. This body. Nityasukta Sharina. But the spirit which is indwelling in the body, that is permanent. So goal is to know that power which is permanent. Because you first said, everything is provided by me, but you don't know anything without form yet. You are conversant with your own form only. Then he says, in your body also, one part is with birth and death, other is without birth and death. So this is the beginning of his, teaching in Gita. What? You have to say something which is permanent, leave the attachment to the temporary one. That's why I am from many days saying, something in permanent is there in you. You have to go in, set that permanency, then everything that comes out of will be telling you your way, showing you your way, and in the result you will get what? Your mind as your friend. Mind will become at that stage your friend. Tell by and by we will see.
Wat hij aangeeft, van dat Krishna eigenlijk aangeeft dat al die vormen waar we in geloven, waar we in denken, waar we in vertrouwen, waar we mee vertrouwd zijn, waar we in opgegroeid zijn. Hij zegt eigenlijk is dat alleen maar het wereldse, de vorm. Eigenlijk waar we naartoe moeten zoeken is dat Krishna is het alomtegenwoordige, permanente, overal aanwezige. Hij zegt, en dat permanente zit ook in jou. En dat stukje permanentheid, als je van daaruit in het leven kunt staan, dan kun je nooit iemand doden, want het lichaam, je kunt de persoon niet doden. En dat was eigenlijk op het slagveld ook een stukje waar Arjuna tegenaan liep van, waarom moet ik ze doden? En Krishna zegt van, als jij ze nu niet doodt, ze gaan toch dood. Dus alles wat daar zich afspeelt, gaat over het feit van, zoek het permanente in je, dan kun je er bovenuit stijgen en dan is het helemaal niet levend. Het is natuurlijk. Dus weer komt hij terug op dat stukje van, op het moment dat jij die permanentheid in jezelf vindt, dan als je naar binnen keert, dan zal die mind jouw vriend worden. Want dat is zijn. Eigenlijk zei hij op een gegeven moment van in het begin, dat stukje van je mind je vriend maken of je vijand laten. Dat gaat eigenlijk als een essentie van de Bhagavad Gita. En daarin zit Krishna eigenlijk in zijn gesprek mensen naar dat punt te brengen van dat de mind jouw vriend is en niet je vijand.
Then when he told this, he had little, doubt that he may be caught in this, That means he may only confined to the body and what is there in the body. To remove that, confinement, which he created because of knowledge, he may not stop there. He has to go ahead. Then he showed him what? His Virat Rupa, his Virat form.
Is Virat vorm?
Virat Rupa, dat is zijn totale verschijningsvorm.
His form
Het universum.
in which everything is there. And he also is sitting there, in the lotus pose. And then he said, when he saw this, what is this, that? Then he said, now remove this. I'm afraid of this, your form, because everything is going into your mouth, as if you are eating them, and they are dying. So, we will just come in the form in which you were before this form, When he came into that form, then he said, you have to do what? That I am in this world in partial form. I am everywhere in this world, my partial form, because I am everywhere, so whole can't come in this world. If you have something to contain in your body, it's too small of the body, So in the mind, because God's everywhere, everything of His can't come in your mind. So he said, what to do then? Then he gave him, some instruction so that, he can start. He did. You do something or not? Because desire is there and you have to do something. Do that for me. Actually you do those things for yourself only. Good not. Up to now, because you have seen, I am everything. So do everything for me. Because why? Because I am your aim, I am your goal. You have to achieve me. And then you what? You have to become my devotee. When you can become my devotee? When company is no more with you, company of the world and worldly people, you have left, then you can become my devotee. You can love me only then. Bhakta means you love God. And then what happens? No enemy is there in your world when you reach that stage, because you are seeing God everywhere. When you see God, can you fight with God? Will you fight with God if you see everybody in everybody God? Such a person, when he sees God in everywhere, he reaches me, he attains me. So he is free of what? The mind which was up to now acting as an enemy has now become his friend.
But
yes.
what does it really mean if your mind is your friend?
Friend?
Yeah.
Have you any friend?
No. Yes.
Do you have friend or not?
Yes.
Then your mind is always your friend, or it is always with you.
Yeah,
Where
but
is your mind?
if it's your enemy, it's always looking for things in the outer world, right?
Actually, now I am talking when friend, because after leaving the enmity, then you can become friend.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
When mind is friend, then what means? every particle, every personality of this word is what? Your friend then.
Okay.
You look everywhere your friend. Because whenever idea comes, friend is there always, before your mind. So you will become friendly to everybody. And that mind will help you in all spheres of the life to know that all are friends. We have to help each other to know the real friend of our spirit, indwelling soul.
Helder?
Denk ik.
Glashelder.
Glashelder niet.
Op het moment dat je praat over de mind je vriend maken, is eigenlijk wat in deze context, want dat is af en toe wat je in de context moet pakken, is op het moment dat we het spirituele pad opgaan, dat is waar de Gita over gaat, de devotie en het spirituele pad, is wat ons kan verleiden, wat ons kan afleiden van dat pad, is de wereld. Maar dit doet de mind. De mind die wil dat. Al onze verleidingen, onze gewoontes, dat houdt ons tegen. Wij vinden dit nog leuk, we vinden dat nog leuk. En eigenlijk is dat het stukje waar we eigenlijk een beetje naartoe gezogen worden, of eigenlijk we zitten nog in dat moeras, noem ik het dan maar. Maar om eruit te komen, moet je dus van het moeras eigenlijk een lekker warm zwembad maken. En dan maakt het niet uit, want dan kun je eruit wanneer je wil. Dan kun je het sturen waar je heen wil. Maar nu is het gewoon zo'n zuigkracht dat we haast geen weerstand aan kunnen bieden.
Maar als ik het dan eventjes heel alledaags mag maken, als je mind nog je enemy is, dan denk je bijvoorbeeld, ik wil dit of ik wil dat hebben, of negatieve dingen. Hoe ziet het eruit als het niet meer je vriend is?
Wat Swamiji zegt, is van op het moment dat we de mind als vriend hebben, maar dat bedoelt je dan ook, op het spirituele pad, is iedereen, kun je van iedereen houden.
Ja.
Dat betekent dat er niet geen gehechtheid meer is, dat er geen verlangen meer is naar de wereldse zaken. Maar dat je vanuit het spirituele pad, want dat is die context waarin dit wordt geplaatst, vanuit die spirituele visie op het leven, zijn wij broers en zussen. Klaar.
En wat doet de mind dan?
Dat is naar onze gewoontes. Waarom ga je niet 25 uur zitten op een dag?
Omdat we geen 25 uur in een dag zitten?
Echt wel. Nee, maar weet je, omdat we toch in de wereld zitten en we moeten onze dingen doen, we moeten dit doen, we moeten dat doen en we vinden dat het lastig is. We willen het integreren in ons dagelijkse leven, de hele spiritualiteit. Maar we vinden ook dit moeten we doen of dat moeten we doen.
Ja, maar dat is dus als je mind je enemy is. En als het je vriend is, dan zit je 25 uur per dag.
Dan is jouw mind veel meer gericht op het spirituele en niet op de wereld.
Oké.
Maar dan, als je dan in de wereld staat, dan zie je de positieve kant van het leven. En dan is er alleen maar liefde die er kan stromen.
Oké.
Dan is die vriend. Dan is die vriendje.
Enemies block your way or not? Enemies block your way or not? So mind when not your friend, you block your way. Yes?
Question. Est-ce que je peux comprendre ce qu'il dit que tu es de ton non pas ami? Est-ce que je peux comprendre ça comme si je suis triste, que je me dis c'est ok, tout va bien? Est-ce que je peux comprendre ça comme ça?
So Lucas is asking on a practical level, when you mean making your mind your friend, does it mean like talking to yourself like when you're not, if you're sad, do you say, you know, you're okay, it's okay, like trying to comfort it somehow or talk to it in a way? What would you say on a practical level?
Last sentences, what they are?
Say it again.
Friend.
On a practical level, how would you make your
Practical,
mind your friend?
On a practical daily level, how can you give an example of the mind will be your friend or your enemy?
In your life, who is your friend? whom you think is your friend.
Moi.
You have friends?
So many.
What's the test with you when you make a friend? How you test that he's my friend or not? Is it for my friend or not?
Si même comme je suis.
If he or she loves you as I am.
That if a person loves you as you are, without
No.
any limitation.
Oh.
That's your friend. That's where
That's
you're
your
making the friend.
Actually, friendship means, common state of mind is somewhere there, then, friendship starts. A common state of mind. In other words, some qualities of you are there in your friend. That's why you love him. So, this means friendship starts with something which is common in between two, where the friendship starts. Now here, because your mind is not yet your friend. Why not friend? Because he comes in your way. He doesn't help you what you want to do in that. That's why in Gita, God has said, how to practice, he said, there. You have to bring your mind to the state of self, where the self is, and stay there. Think nothing except self. Then you can raise your mind, and it can, because of the purity, obey you like a friend. Then it will be like your friend.
L'état de soi. Et là, il devient serviteur au lieu de roi.
Clear or not? If not clear, you can ask me more questions. I can make it more clear. Yes.
Is it the same, like to befriend your mind? I remember you explained to me before, the mind can be a server or the king. There was an old story, or like, is this to befriend your mind? Does that mean the mind becomes the server, serving the intellect?
Actually, what happens, you can order your servant only. You can't order your master.
Yeah.
You can order your servant only.
Yeah.
There what commands, you have to give him to become your friend. You can ask him only when he is obeying you.
You cannot only ask him when
He's
obeying you. Yes.
If he is your master, you can't ask anything to him.
Yeah.
Only if he is servant. Servant means if he is ready to obey you,
Yeah.
then you can ask him or direct him only.
Yeah. Okay. That helps. So mind is enemy is like mind is master. Mind is friend is like mind is servant.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
And beginning is from when it is like a servant, so that you can guide him and raise him according to your intention, your aim, your goal. Usually it is your master because it leads you astray from your path. Follow me, they say. Mind says, follow me. So you don't know.
Yes.
You can ask still if doubt is there, so that here it can be cleared more. Yes.
Du coup, pour parler dans le monde comme mon ami, pour proposer à lui.
So he's asking if, so to get your mind to a friend level, is it through meditation?
Actually, meditation will come later on, First, direction is to be changed.
Is to be?
Mind is leading you
Direction.
outside.
You go.
Mind is working outside, going away from you, not obeying you. Then he is,
So it has to be channeled.
yes, channelization can't take place. If you, somehow make your mind busy in your direction, then it will stop at some point. After stopping, it can go to your goal, to your aim, and then it can become your friend.
So you have to have a goal and keep your mind busy, and then it will stop.
Actually, without goal, why will you like to make your mind a friend? Let it be enemy.
About the goal, it's also that, like what Swamiji says, that like it is already a spiritual book. And in that book, it is explained in that way, that if you're getting on that spiritual path, then you have the intention and the goal, to go for that. And then the message is, make your mind your friend. But if you are not interested in the spiritual path or whatever, devotion or whatever, then the mind is in the eyes of the spiritual path, your enemy. It brings you only in the world, only pleasure. But then you don't even experience it as an enemy. But if you go on the spiritual path, then you see the difference.
By the power of illusion or Maya, the mind goes the other way. So, how to, if you want the mind back, but it's get dragged by the power of Maya, that's why. How do you win that battle with Maya?
Actually, same thing is to be done. Where is Maya yet? Then we have to see where is Maya and what is Maya.
Maya is in the world.
Maya is
It's like the worldly things that distract you.
how can they distract you when you have little love for them? Otherwise you won't pay attention to them.
So it starts with the love you have for them.
Yes, attachment is previously there, then you go look for them. And you want to manage them from your own level. Actually, Maya is always only imagination it is. Because your Maya is out of your imaginations, but God Maya is His helper, His own power.
The creation. Is that the created power of God, Maya?
Actually, Maya means through which He, do everything in this world.
That's right. Yeah.
That's why He said somewhere, Nidam Maya Dhratya Mamaye Prabhadyante Maya Metam Tarante. It's hard to cross my Maya. If you come to my shelter, if you take my shelter, then you can cross.
Right.
Cross that Maya. You can transcend that Maya. Actually, we are in the circle of our own Maya, own ignorance. We don't surrender, don't give mind to him, and so we can't understand him. And without understanding, our Maya is more powerful. It's mislead us. And when God's Maya comes, he is afraid of. Your Maya, your ignorance is afraid of God. It can't stay with you then. Clear or no?
Little bit more.
What more?
Kunt je kort samenvatten? Heel kort. Het gevecht van...
Share the question.
No, it's okay.
Nee, hè? Het gevecht van het zelf met Maya, onze illusies, dat was eigenlijk de vraag. Maya wordt over het algemeen als illusie uitgelegd, terwijl Swamiji, en dat is weer dat verschil tussen onze eigen kleine illusie, die we zelf creëren in feite vanuit onze eigen fantasie en associaties. En als we naar het goddelijke Maya gaan kijken, dan zegt hij van het is eigenlijk de scheppende kracht van het goddelijke. En daar kun je haast niet overheen komen of bovenuit stijgen. Het enige wat je kunt, als je boven je eigen illusie uitstijgt, dan kun je zeg maar in die werkelijk scheppende kracht komen van het goddelijke. Ofwel van die universele waarheid. Maar dan moeten we eerst boven onze eigen kleine individuele Maya uitstijgen, willen we daar überhaupt enige gevoel voor krijgen. En dat is wat we eigenlijk deze dagen al meemaken. Hij heeft het steeds over dat onbegrensde en eigenlijk het voor ons vaak onbevattelijke, omdat we nog zo in dat beperkte denken zitten. En dan kun je je voorstellen dat onze eigen Maya is eigenlijk dat we onze eigen scheppende illusie, een beeld van hoe we de wereld zien. Dat wordt vaak uitgelegd als Maya is niet een illusie, maar dat is dat individuele stukje illusie over jouw eigen wereldbeeld, eigen wereldconcept. Helder?
So could you say that there actually isn't even a battle, that there is no battle, that it is the mind that creates a battle? It's
Because battle is between two.
yeah, there's a battle is always between two.
Yes, but this is ignorance created by you, where it is in the mind,
Yeah, okay. Then
where you are alone and your ignorance is there.
But it is the self who is in the battle to make your mind your friend or your enemy.
Yeah, but we keep, but like what I understood from Rakesh and also what I feel, I'm always fighting. Like there's always a battle going on. Like how do we overcome the battle? How do I overcome the battle? But there is no there is no battle.
Battle is not there.
No.
So,
You know actually what happens? Maya is your creation. You create Maya,
Yeah.
then you can fight. With your creation, with your children, can you fight?
Sorry?
And with your children, there can be no battle.
Yeah.
It's your offshoot, it is your offspring,
Yeah.
those thoughts. So battle can't be there.
No.
so from now on, no battle anymore.
Yes.
Could you explain the second part of Maya, as you just said, the divine part? Can you explain that again, please?
Maya, for God, is actually that from which he can manifest everything. It's what I call the power of creation, of manifestation.
Yes, actually, there they have said, प्रत्येक पुरुषम विद्धि दोनों जो है प्रकृति means create, through which material, through which everything is created.
Yes.
That is one, and Purusha, which is the observer of things which are happening. That's another. So two things are there. Then Prakriti is doing his work, and God is doing his work. His work is to remove ignorance, and Prakriti's nature's work is to create.
Prakriti
Wow. Prakriti is the creator.
Creator of illusion, creator of...
It's God's, not God's nature. Your nature is creating illusion.
Yes. Individual nature is creating an illusion. Right. And God's nature is
removing illusion.
Removing them. Yes.
We couldn't hear what we are removing here. So the individual nature.
Ignorance.
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 Okay. So individual nature creates ignorance, and universal removes
God's nature. God's nature.
God's nature.
God's creation is God's duty is to remove ignorance.
Yeah.
Right. And we, as an individual nature, are creating our own illusion.
Actually, with God, knowledge is only there. And with us, only ignorance is there.
Just to clarify something, we create our own illusion because of our attachments?
Yes. And actually you can say that is an individual concept of the world. So every one of us has his own individual concept. That's an illusion. If we compare it with reality, universal knowledge.
Yes.
Just one question. What is God?
What is
God? God.
God? What is
God?
God, which is everywhere, master of everything, knows everything, and is in you also.
Which is the difference between soul and God?
Soul and God are one thing. Only if you are searching your soul, because within the body it looks to be what? Limited. God is limitless.
Because we think, and the thinking limits.
Limits everything.
Right.
Because the state of mind limits everything. Your state of mind is limited, so you create limited things. You make the unlimited also limited in your thinking. Because you can't imagine anything which is everywhere.
If you say there is no battle, Swamiji, then it's more a doubt, which I lay down.
Why? Why you think it is? Why you think it is a battle? Because battle means something which is, is always with your enemy.
Right. Right.
Battle is always with your enemy.
So if we talk about friend and enemy, then we have a duality. But the Mahabharata the war which took place that Arjuna had to fight, it was a battle. 80
But
million.
why it took place?
Why?
Yes.
Because the enemies didn't want a peace, or they didn't want to have anything, so they had to fight.
Actually, they were following their ignorance.
Right?
Enlightened person will try to destroy ignorance.
Yeah.
So to destroy their ignorance, he has to do everything. Why? Because God's duty is to spread what right. If wrong is being, spread by any person or personality, then we have to remove it from the path.
Yes. But then there was a fight in Kurukshetra.
Yes, it was fight by. They are adamant that we are right.
But
So
then,
they were not ready to remove what, due to ignorance, the knowledge they had.
but if I bring it to a lower level,
Then,
worldly level, then isn't it so that there is always an internal discussion? If you're not on the path, there is always an internal discussion
yes,
as a battle.
actually what happens, battle is at the worldly plane. And you are here for spiritual guidance, spiritual
Right.
path.
Yes.
You know?
Then there is no battle.
I don't know what else it can be. Because your aim is to see God in everybody.
Yes.
So how can you find that?
No, I was thinking that
Yeah.
if you say there is no battle in this path, okay, then worldly level there.
Only on the worldly level, if it is there, when?
Snap je nou?
Yes. Crystal
Is
clear.
dit example?
En dat is waarom ik het even wilde benadrukken, omdat op het
लेकिन
wereldniveau.
स्वामी जी भाई क्यों कह रहे हैं कि अपने अंदर ही कुरुक्षेत्र है भी अब
ऐसा तो नहीं कहा, क्योंकि शुरू उन्होंने पता क्या किया, धर्म क्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे।
no, that's fine.
धर्म क्षेत्र पहले, एडजेक्टिव इज धर्म क्षेत्रे,
Yeah.
कुरुक्षेत्रे।
Yeah, that's
What is
lower level.
Kurukshetra is, it is under
It is
the domain of, under the control of
Dharma.
Kaurava, who are, full of ignorance.
That's why they had to descend to the lower level.
They were there.
Yeah.
Oh, Kauravas were there. They wanted not to leave. They wanted to possess something which was given to their father for Pandavas.
Mm-hmm.
But same thing, something is given to us also by somebody, and then when we are saying why we should not fight for it.
What is given to you, tell me that.
Well, I can tell you example of my guru gave me something that is I mean it's a physically or
Actually, if Guru gives you something,
yeah.
then no fighting can be. Even if somebody is fighting,
No, you are
you will watch then, because it is my Guru's gifted.
yeah, my guru gifted it.
Because
Then
Guru-
if somebody comes and snatch it from me,
You can't, because Guru gives you knowledge.
Guru gives you
Right,
knowledge,
knowledge,
Guru
right.
also gives you the any other, I mean, lot of things give. He gives the knowledge first.
Actually, gives the knowledge to possess, to achieve whatever you want in the life. You can use it in any direction.
That's another part of it. He gives you the knowledge that's to achieve anything. But in this physical body, he has given you something.
No, he has not given you anything.
Come on, Bhaiya.
Why? Why?
He has given you also, he has given me also, he has given to
This is the result of previous actions.
Oh, okay, that means we just fold our hand and sit.
Yes,
That's
actually,
what you are saying.
Body is the results of previous action.
Okay, no more meeting on 10. That's the end. when Swamiji is saying it's not given, or it's not,
You reach that point that you got that.
any small thing is given. I'm not talking about any,
Actually, things are outer world,
outer world is
No,
also
wait,
because
wait,
we are
wait,
in
Swamiji.
outer world.
You made Haridwar Ashram.
Yes.
Yes.
And on the moment that you were busy with building Haridwar Ashram, you lived there for a while.
Yes.
If
I know he has lived there. He has done everything
Yes.
from
But
scratch to,
if somebody thought, oh, that's a nice house, I want it.
Actually, Guru gave me the order to build. I built.
Yeah, but
I am
would
building
you oppose?
I built almost all the ashramas,
But
First ashrama was in Udaipur. I built it and I left it.
right.
Kullu also you did it.
I built it and
Kullu
left
also you built it.
it. Yes, almost all the ashramas I built. I left it.
Time out.
I'm out. Because I was saving you.
I come to my question.
Yeah.
While you were building Haridwar Ashram, and imagine somebody's coming there and say, "Oh,
No, not somebody. Krishna. Not somebody. Krishna
somebody is
Priya.
coming to you and say, go out. I want this house."
Actually, he gave me the money for that land, He can possess it.
Oh, bhaiya.
Would you oppose to a stranger who is coming in that ashram and he say, this is nice building, I want it, and you go away? Do you oppose him?
Actually, we will,
That's it.
Because it doesn't belong to him. I know who is the owner. I will have to give it to the owner.
So you
To
have
anyone.
to,
Give it.
then you have to oppose him.
I have to say, go away, it's not yours. You can have it.
Okay, you got your answer.
Thank you.
Only Krishna Priya comes and gives you, then you can have it. I have no authority to give you.
But in a little scale, there will be then a little battle between you and a person who wants you to remove.
No. He don't want to remove me, he wants to get.
He wants to have the ashram, and he said, "Go out. This is a nice house. I like
Ashram
it."
doesn't belong to me, so I can't give you.
No, but you can oppose him. So you have
I
to
have
fight
to say,
him.
you have to go to the owner, he can give you.
No, but then he's coming to you. He said, "I don't go." to
What
the
do you
owner,
mean
go
by
away."
owner? You are saying who
Guruji.
pay for the land is, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not, yeah, there is also Guruji. How are we going to go and ask?
You know,
So that is impossible.
That's all.
actually, if Guruji was there, such a question
Nothing,
wouldn't have arisen.
it will never arise this question. That we know. That we know, Swamiji, that it will never happen or never arise this question. And we won't do it either, I'm telling you.
But I had the answer.
You got the answer now.
Yes.
So no meeting on the 10th.
Oh, there is.
He will go, don't worry.
So then, if you are on the spiritual path, okay, there is no battle because you look for the right path, right? And that is what you achieve. But still, even in that time when you're growing in that path, there is still influences of the society where you're living in. And so that is what I mean. Sometimes, even if you don't want, you have to go down and stand for some things. That some things cannot be overruled where you want to stand for.
Actually, these things exist in ignorance only.
Yeah.
In knowledge, they don't exist.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, everybody is ignorant, Bhaiya. I mean,
That's
the
why I'm
big
saying,
one is also
we
here
are
claiming.
trying for spiritual path, there they don't exist.
true, but there are two worlds, isn't it?
Yes, towards
Social, the society.
Society, the
Ignorance.
commitment, and the person who is work, person who is. I can count on it. You might have forgotten 16 years, how many years? 16 years or 22 years, but I can.
Actually,
I'm on your side.
Yes,
we are not attached to these things.
she's fighting right now.
Nothing can. Attachment, you know.
There
If you
is
are
no
attached-
attachment, Bhaiya, here.
If
No.
attachment is there, pain
No.
can come only
No,
then.
there is no attachment.
You know,
It's not
if
a
you are not
question of
attached to this
attachment here.
thing, anybody can have it.
Yeah.
Nope, it's fine.
Anybody can have it.
Oh, so,
Yeah.
can you translate?
Dit?
I've lost the... It's
Eigenlijk
Met
wat,
een
eigenlijk wat ik wilde ontlokken, vragen,
Ik vond het heel leuk, maar...
ja dat weet ik. Maar eigenlijk waar het om gaat is van dat ik eigenlijk duidelijk wil krijgen van het gevecht waar we het over hadden. Dat in hoeverre is er wel, of in hoeverre is er geen gevecht. En eigenlijk wat hij ook aangeeft, van op het moment dat je werkelijk op het spiritueel pad naar binnen bent gekeerd, ja, daar zit geen gevecht.
Ja.
Maar, en dat is waarom ik net zei van dat proces, van dat ook al ben je onderweg daar naartoe, je zult nog in de wereld zitten en soms zul je toch voor je dingen moeten staan waar je voor je wilt staan. En dat je niet over je heen laat lopen.
Mag ik ook nog wat zeggen? Want nu begrijp ik ook, want eigenlijk zegt hij al de hele week van, je bent pas op dat pad, zolang je nog in die mind bent, ben je niet op dat pad.
Ja.
En dat heeft me ook wel verwacht. En ik dacht, ja, maar ik zit toch wel in een proces.
Ja.
Maar eigenlijk, hij stelt het heel zwart-wit, van ja, maar ben je op dat pad, dan is die twijfel er niet meer, is het gevecht ook niet meer. Maar ja, wij zijn wel onderweg. En dan denk je van ja, maar zit ik dan niet op een pad?
Maar dan zegt hij ook van, op het moment dat je op dat pad zit, ja, waar onwetendheid verdwijnt, dan kun je zien als toeschouwer hoe de wereld in elkaar zit.
Ja.
En daar zul je dus weinig, vanuit dat punt, zul je weinig mee hebben. Daar is dat gevecht niet.
Nee.
Maar zolang je nog met de één voet werkelijk in de wereld staat, en waar je nog in relatie staat met mensen, omdat je er iets mee moet, omdat je geld moet verdienen, noem maar op, zul je in situaties terechtkomen waar je toch op de een of andere manier, wat ik hem liet zeggen van, op het moment dat iemand, en je bouwt daar zo'n ashram in Haarlem, dan komt iemand binnen en die wil zeggen van, ik wil het huis hebben, ga je er maar uit. Nou, dan zegt hij van, nee, dat kan niet. Dus geeft hij weerstand eraan. En dat is wat ik bedoel van, ergens kom je wel op een punt waar je dus weerstand gaat bieden. Maar dat betekent dat je eigenlijk vanuit dat torentje, om het zo maar te noemen, toch even naar buiten komt. Wel met die kennis.
Maar is het dan ook niet, is yoga dan ook niet zoals wij met die asanas? Dat is toch ook vallen en opstaan?
Ja.
It's to fall and to get up again. It's to practice it. Yeah. So even that process is to fall.
You're not in
to
an
get up
instant
again.
enlightened.
Yeah.
It's not in an instant. So it takes time to go up. Right? So it takes time. And then they say that it is, sometimes you fall down, or you go down, for standing and defending for what you believe, which is right. Which the Pandavas had to do. They had to do and had to go to the fight to defend themselves. Right?
We go and ask Mahesh. His dad has given the land, Bhaiya?
They gave them 5 villages, you know.
No, the guy was Mahesh, his name, or what is it?
Mahesh.
In
In where?
same place.
Harida?
Who is given the land was given by
Oh.
There.
that
Umesh.
Umesh, Bhaiya.
Yes.
Umesh dad, you know. Okay, so we will go and ask Umesh, you know. Like you said, go and ask Krishna Priya.
Because actually Umesh is not where. Actually Krishna Priya, instead of Krishna Priya, then you have to ask one Krishna Kantaji. Because present head is she.
So what head has to do it? If head is no.
No, but Swamiji, in the whole process, it is a process of
I'm
growing.
going to go in
falling,
Swamiji. I'm going to go
and
out
getting
of Brahma Rishi mission and ask some other sannyasi. What is the best? Because oh, light. Light is also synthetic.
No. It's a thought.
Twinkling ball.
If you say that there is no fight, is that also then that somebody who is on that level is detached from the world and actually is never involved anymore in conflicts or fights or whatever, right? That's the case then. But are there many people who are living in that position?
Actually, wise men are how many in this world?
How many wise
How many wise men are there in this world?
How many wise men? 1, 2.
No.
Wise is he whom all the society says is wise.
Oh.
All the society, all the people around
People
you
in the society.
say he is wise. Then
Then is a wise.
Then is the wise, yes. Okay.
Okay.
So we have to have a 10-15 people say that we are wise.
society around you. We are
Hij zegt van, op het
live.
moment, hoeveel wijze mensen zijn er in de wereld? Hij zegt, eigenlijk is een wijze man, waar heb je het over? Wanneer ben je dat? Hij zegt, als de samenleving jou een wijs mens vindt, dan zeg je, dan heb je het over een wijze.
Why are you asking that?
But how many people in the world are of the level which you are talking about, that you don't have the internal fight, you don't have the internal
External fight,
How
yeah.
many people in this world that we know of,
Actually,
7 billion?
actually one thing is there.
Not even
You are
5%.
here for,
Spiritual.
you are here for,
Spiritual.
then in spiritual world,
There's no fight.
with whom you will fight.
That I understand, but after the 12 days, we go back into the world. We are here not for eternal. So we just are on that level, on the level of the world. So we are asking that from that level on, how many people in that world where we are in, apart from these 12 days, how many people are that wise, what you are talking about? They are not having the internal conflict, they are not having the internal fight.
Actually, spiritualism is not meant for everybody. Only those who want to search their self, for them this path is. It is something, self is where? Inside. You have to peep in, look in, and then you have to watch those thinking, thoughts, situations which come in your way. In fighting you will waste your time. Only you can, stay in and reach to a level where you can overcome your doubts. When you are without doubts, then you get a wisdom, you become a wise man.
That means wise man has to give every time, give. Isn't it? What does it do? I mean,
Actually,
what does the
he is what? Whatever he possesses, he gives.
Yeah. Okay.
Whatever he possesses, whatever he has, he gives.
He gives. Okay, that's a wise man. But how about in worldly sense when you use the wise word?
Actually, that's why I said, people who believe him he is wise, they will obey him.
People who believes in me,
He is wise.
yeah.
They can follow him.
Mm.
They can come. act upon your commands. Otherwise they won't act. Your student can follow you or not.
I hope so. They follow me here.
Then those which are not your student, how can they follow you?
Yeah, but they are coming first and then becoming a student, yeah.
Exactly.
No,
They are, I mean, but when they are coming in,
yeah.
then they are becoming the student.
Actually, you knew them before coming.
Yeah.
Then how can they come to you without knowing?
From hearing. And they are searching.
Yeah?
And they are searching.
And actually, when will they search? When they become spiritual. Then they will search for a spiritual teacher. And then teacher also search who are spiritual, who really want to, walk on this path.
That's why people come. But that is, if I, is it ignorance if I am like in Holland? And in Holland there is a lot of yoga, so-called yoga, and I feel the need of writing articles of what yoga really is. Sometimes in the way I write it down, I'm, schreeuwen in de woestijn?
Shouting in the desert.
Lonely in the position of bringing this message to the people because everything is so trendy and modern and only asanas, if I'm really going inside, I shouldn't care.
Yeah.
I shouldn't care. What happens?
When
Why is it
actually,
that?
going inside means what? You are more determined, you are more decided, and when you are more decided, then your knowledge, your wisdom is more clear. And you don't want to retain it, you want to share it there.
Yeah.
Because how I reach that state, they must also reach that state. That's why you're giving message to them. They must know how I reach there and what is the result of that state of mind.
Maybe it's not important, but people think that I'm writing it in a way to be opposing the trends, I say, to opposing, and in that way they sometimes say that I'm very classical, old-fashioned, India-minded, full compliments, little compliments for me.
They are good compliments. Actually, they have known from which origin this knowledge has come. What is the origin of your knowledge, based your wisdom?
They see it as a
He
compliment, but an abusing,
What?
belediging,
Is it insult?
insult. They see it, if they use it as an insult. No, I don't accept it as an insult, I see it as a compliment.
You praise him.
They don't know yet. But
They don't know yet.
They are praising
That
him.
indicates their state of mind.
But definitely.
Yeah.
But that is 80%.
80?
I think, yes,
Yeah.
you can say so. Big books in Holland which are published, and if you read a little bit about the philosophy which they put in there, it's nothing.
I love your articles.
Same with
I wish you wrote them in English.
There's a whole world waiting for you in the Bible next. I use them in my
Wait,
lessons.
France first.
Swamiji,
Yes.
all the knowledge in the Gita is also for going on the right path or doing the right things. But even there it's written, one of the 1,000 will go on the path and one of the 1,000 which goes on the path will reach. So it's very little. It's not very
one
good.
will reach. One will reach from.
Yes, one of the million.
One
So
of the millions.
what does
will
that
reach
mean?
Actually, Gita says, what is the way of living, he teaches that.
them. Yeah.
Way of living, mode of living is there in Gita. How we should live in this world. If you know that, then no problem is there.
But apparently it is very hard because even in the Gita they say.
Not hard, Actually, when the creation was created, with that lessons were given to, that code of conduct was given to the humanity.
Yes, but what is the question? Like Rakesh said, that if they say thousands of people who are trying to follow that path, only one will reach the goal.
It is for everybody, You may or may not follow.
Definitely.
It's your state of mind, you are understanding or not understanding. That's your fault, not the fault of the preacher,
I don't say
Yeah,
it
that
is a
nobody is
fault. We are
saying
not
it's
only
a fault
fighting.
of preacher. Nobody is saying that, Swamiji. Then why Lord Krishna has to write that one? That so many are walking on that path,
But
and only one is reaching
No,
there.
he has not written like this, because he has taught you the way of living, and that is meant for everybody.
I agree.
If you don't follow,
But-
you won't read.
No. But those who are following it, only one will reach the goal.
How
That's
you
it.
decide one will reach the goal?
I don't
Then
know
like
the
a shloka.
first I have, but Didi also knows.
But yeah, you know also that sloka,
It's in a
Then
sloka.
what?
In a sloka, I said, I don't know it by heart, you know the Gita. But it's written that so many people will try and only one will succeed.
In all the commentary, we reading that.
So what's your question?
But if,
And look at when you look at in any ashram or anywhere, how many people are going there? Big ashram, like so many disciples, so many are there,
Actually,
And they are not, all of them are reaching there.
Actually, they go and they don't obey. They go for visiting only. They think
Not
that by
all of
going
them
to
who are
gurus,
staying
they may
there
get
for that.
something. For that reason, they go there only.
Actually, it means
Okay, then
what
maybe
it
meant for
means
nothing else also.
is even if you go on that path, it's quite hard to do so.
Hard to do so, that everybody knows.
So,
But still they are trying and going.
yes.
Like Swamiji says, make a goal and try to go there.
Has it also to do with the Kali Yuga era?
Well, we are not in Kali Yuga,
You
we
are-
are discussing this thing.
We are discussing
We are-
what? About
we are
Kali
in
Yuga?
Satyuga.
Are the ancients of Kali Yuga? We are in Kali Yuga, but we are not discussing anything about Kali
Right
Yuga.
now we are not in Kali Yuga. That's what I meant, okay, by Swamiji. Right now we are discussing something spiritually.
Yes.
So we are in Satyuga. As whoever is near to God, all the time or any time. That means you are that time, doesn't matter 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour. But you are in Satyuga.
Here.
ja, 12 dagen.
Where we started and where we are going.
Where we started?
Where we started. We didn't get any answer. We didn't get any feedback from Swamiji.
Actually, we are searching. Sat means truth.
Yeah.
It's the name of animals. Yeah.
We are knowing.
Could you say it again, please, Swamiji? Could you say it again, please?
What?
Just what you
Truth.
said.
We are searching for it.
We are searching truth, and truth is eternal. And Vedas also same thing is there. They say, asato satagame. They don't say from sato asatagame. They see, from asato, you are in ignorance and try to search the right. Search right. Right is ever existing. So you have to search right in you. Don't waste your time in searching others' right. If you waste your time in searching others' right, you won't get your right.
But still, there is one little thing.
Yes, what?
And that is actually detailed.
Yes, come on, don't do it.
If, like you say, it is if you're on the spiritual path, there is no fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
fight,
agree.
fight doesn't start with one hand.
The fight is a state
This
of
is
mind,
Hey,
right?
way.
may I do my
Fight
story?
starts in.
Yes.
May I do my story?
Oh, daar gaat ze weer.
Isn't it? Fight is a state of mind.
Will you?
It's a state of mind.
What I want to say.
Who will fight with the state of mind?
I'm not allowed to speak anymore.
No, I want to finish my
own
question.
message.
You said this, that's right. Who will fight with the state of mind, Your own state of mind is there or somebody's else?
Your own.
I'm a bit lost. I was trying to just.
Go to sleep.
I meant it like I thought I understood the problem here by saying, isn't it like all to do with the state of mind? We're looking at it.
Yeah.
But I'll leave it up in Ron's capable hands.
If I continue my question,
Yes, it's correct.
And nobody interrupts, yes.
is if it is so clear, why did Krishna use 18 chapters to make it clear to humanity? Why didn't this one chapter?
Actually,
Finished in second chapter.
in one lecture, everything can be told.
So
In one
actually,
lecture, everything can be made clear.
so he need a lot of explanation to make to the people clear
Why?
that to go inside.
Why? All people have different states of mind.
state.
Right?
They start from that state of mind.
Right.
For them, different chapters are there.
That's why there is also, but not only for that, but it is also that it is maybe a little bit complicated story to tell in one line. If you say like what you say, go inside, stay inside, and find yourself, right? Clear. If those who want to find or go on the spiritual path, clear message. Practicing, that's the part. We have to start one way or the other way. But he wrote a book of 18 chapters, and then I think that means actually, if he is telling so much, that like what Rakesh told, that it's not just doing that. It needs a lot of things.
Yes, he said there, Sarva Dharman
Sarva dharma
Mam
parityagya.
ekam sharanam braj.
Yes?
All your dharmas, how many dharmas
All
you
your duties,
All your
do you
duties,
think
that's-
you have to perform this?
have?
Leave
Come
them
to
all.
me, come
to my
come to me.
Me.
Okay. Bye-bye. I stay with Swamiji.
So I said this, Actually coming to him means, giving mind to him. Without giving mind, you can't understand anything.
That's what I want to say.
Yeah.
He teaching lessons to humanity how to fill in your life, how to do your life in a proper way,
How to lead your life.
how to
In a
lead your
proper
life
way.
in a proper way, right? And that, and you can also say that there are many different state of minds, definitely there are, but the book in itself, if it is a summary like surrender yourself to me, that's it. That's it. Surrender myself to God. That's it. Then I don't need that big
Yeah, but
book.
everybody won't understand that because mental level is inside.
That's why in
It's
the
not
end
that,
of 18th
you know.
chapter, he has written something. In the end of 18th chapter,
18th one, you know.
in the last chapter,
Last chapter in that one, yeah.
18th chapter,
I think
18th
it's
chapter,
verse 42 or so.
in the last year said what? Yatra Yogeshwaro Krishna, Yatra Partho
It's
Dhanurdhara.
not worth it.
Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhutirit Dhruva Matirama. My, firm decision is this. My firm, determined decision is this, that where Krishna is there and where Partha is there. Krishna, who is possessed with knowledge, who is home of knowledge, and Dhanurdhara, Partha, who has defeated everybody in his battle. He has conquered everyone. He is victorious. Then when both are together,
Is the last sloka, Swamiji?
Hanji,
Or the last one of that?
18.
18 chapter.
Tatra Shri. Tatra means, Shri means Lakshmi, wealth, and their victory, and their Bhuti Yuga possess power. This is my decision, policy, God says.
Right.
He could have
Now
said
thank
in
you
the
for
beginning
that,
too.
for that shloka, because in that shloka it's actually said that it is conquered.
Yes, has conquered.
So there was a fight.
What he conquered?
Enemies.
Conquer the mind or the enemy?
mind. No, the world attractions.
He can.
That took a long while, up to the 18th chapter. What I want to say, it is all a process. And I can use that book as a guideline, as a guideline, to lead my life, and finally, hopefully, at the end, I will be in Krishna
He
consciousness.
was waiting for Arjun to say, Nashto Moha, Shruti Labdva. You tell me.
I surrender.
Nashto Moha.
And next also, Tat Prasadat.
Tat Prasadat.
Ron, kom op.
Mo means wrong attachment, ignorance in other words. Nashtomo, it has gone. I had doubt in the beginning, but it's no more. Nashtomo, Smriti Labda. I know what I am.
Now I remember.
Now I know
Which I'm
what
saying
I
I've
am.
forgotten, now I remember.
What I am. And it is because of your grace.
Because of his knowledge, he said in the 18th chapter, Nashto.
Waarom ik dat net vroeg, was eigenlijk om de reden dat dat hele boek met die 18 hoofdstukken, naar mijn idee een soort gids, een reisgids is in het leven, van hoe het leven dienen te leiden. En in het begin komt die twijfel van Arjuna en op het eind zegt hij dat hij die twijfel kwijt is. En eigenlijk wat ik dan aangeef van, weet je, dat is dat proces. Weet je, en natuurlijk zijn al die hoofdstukken voor mensen met verschillende state of minds, dat een bepaald hoofdstuk jou meer aanspreekt dan het andere hoofdstuk. Maar toch, er staat een heel verhaal in. En dat is waarom ik het aankaart vanavond van. Het is een boek wat zo helder is. Weet je, natuurlijk kun je ook zeggen als samenvatting van, geef je over aan God, klaar, punt. Keer naar binnen en that's it. Maar omdat het zo heel praktisch is geschreven, als je het dan hebt over praktisch invullen, vind ik dat een boek wat de moeite waard is om te lezen, omdat het een manier omschrijft van herkenbaarheid. Weet je, ze praten over dat gevecht wat daar is. En je kunt het een metafoor zien, je kunt het als echt zien. Dat zijn jou. Maar het geeft wel heel veel handvaten om je leven in te vullen. En dat is wat ik mooi vind van het laatste hoofdstuk, dat hij zegt, dus nu ben ik mijn twijfel kwijt. Nu is het helder. Door de kennis van Krishna, omdat dat alle kennis is het helder. Dat is waarom ik dat net even niet.
Yes.
तो ऐसे तो स्वामी जी lots of things जो नष्ट हो जाती है वो फिर से like a flower लो
वो तो नष्ट नहीं होती ना, थोड़ी नष्ट होती।
क्योंकि बीज मतलब रह ही जाता है ना वही हमने
बीज जो है, अगर बीज बचा हुआ है सीड से,
वही
it can grow.
तो it can grow again
And seed means sanskara there.
What was the story then?
Nashto means he said I have destroyed.
Neshama spirituality, but
So
here it
that when
is saying
the plant
smriti
is
has
there,
come.
once it dies, but the rain comes and it comes up again, because seed was there. So here the seed has gone.
But when he, जब उसे स्मृति आती ना,
Yeah,
स्मृति रब्धा means
smriti.
ignorance has God, he knows what he is and what he was,
Yeah.
what he has to be. That is smriti. Smriti means memory. Attain that state of mind where he knows what I am.